Okay. Let's make sure that this is up. All right. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. Um, okay. Good morning, everyone. Hope everything is good for you guys today. Begin with GU. It's going up. You mean going down? So, yeah, I guess what you're talking about right here is the uh, this Harami candle that's being formed right now. If that closes, yeah, then you could see some up movement, and I'll take that position as well. So yeah, that's a good one to start with. The thing is that I think there's multiple GU pairs that are potentially coming out for. Nope, not yet. I thought there was some on the yen. Let me just double check. Nope, not on the yen. So the pound, U.S. dollar. Yep, it's we're seeing some movement up. We'll see if that continues, and I'll keep you guys updated over the next 30 minutes. So I hope everybody's been good. We had a good weekend. So there's a few things that I wanted to go over today. I'm probably going to end up taking about an hour, maybe more, depending on how the conversation goes. So the first things I want to start with is my current position, wherever the hell it is. Okay. Um, okay. So I entered my first trade after I saw a trigger candle for me. So after the Sarami and a new low here, I even posted this on the trade ideas, and I got about 10 pips profit. Actually, it was about 15. So I was about 6 pips or 6 or 7 pips below my take profit level. So what happened? I was watching on the 1 hour, same trade. So you can see where my first entry was. I was right in this area. So trade 1. Now trade 2 was entered right after this Harami candle. So a new low was made again, and so I entered a second position after that. It did shoot up a little bit. There's been some push on the downside still, and now it's been in a tight range going up and down in that area. But it's good that it's showing some support, at least in this area, and we'll see if it holds. So the third position, well, originally my second position or pending order was down here. But because of the price action, like I just showed you, I decided to enter a little bit earlier. So we're hitting that level again. Let's see if it pulls up or if it actually closes down beneath it. So this will be my third position where my original second one was. There will be a gap from my first and second entries. But like I said, because of the price action, and there was about 36 pips in between the first and second order, that it was good enough for me to take a second trade where I did. And yes, there will be a gap from the second, and the third, but it's okay because my strategy or how I've traded it, I use second and third in entries, not just on pending or support levels. I also look at the price action. Okay, so we have a stronger candle. It has broken the low of this other candle, of the previous low. Now the question is, we have about just over 40 minutes, 20 minutes left of this candle. Now, is it going to close above or below these two levels? I mean the candle body. Now, if it closes above both of these levels, that's a good sign. I'm looking at the bottom of the candle body and also the low as well. So if it closes below both of them, then chances are that it could continue to go down against me. But if it closes above one, that's a decent sign. If it closes above both, meaning the candle body doesn't close above this level, and there's a flag or like a candle wick, then that's a pretty good sign that this level will continue to hold. I will have Armin usually anywhere from 5 to 8, depending on where I enter on one pair. The maximum pairs I'll trade at once right now is three pairs. If one of them profits, then I won't take any more positions if I'm in drawdown on the other two. So I will be watching that drawdown, so I'm not over risking. If I'm in 3 trades and they're all happen to be in drawdown, I mean that's an unfortunate event, then it's possible I won't be able to hold more than 3 to 4 positions on each of those pairs. I still cut at 7%, and it's not just 7% loss on one pair. It's a 7% loss on all of my trades. I will close them all out. So if I'm in two pairs at the same time, and they reach a combined 7% of the account, I will cut them. I'm not seeing any other positions right now. I consider taking the Euro-US dollar high here. This didn't break that high, but it was a pretty good candle push with a flag as well. And then I was looking from this level to here. It wasn't a lot of pips. I think it was like 170, was it? Yeah, 175 or so. I was considering entering after this Harami candle right here, but didn't like how I didn't break that high point up there, and so I backed out of this trade. Also, this happened last week as well, and we are into a new week, and so this happened right near the end of the Friday session. Another trade I considered was the Euro Australian dollar. Now I was really close to taking this position. You can see here low, high point here, and then Harami candle, inside candle. I got really close to taking that position, and I wanted to, but I decided against it for at least one reason. If you look at this pair, you'll see that it's been in a downtrend for quite a long time, since around May 17th. And if I sold here, yes, that would be with the trend. But the thing I'm worried about is because I'm so low in that channel, so that's only like 150 pips from the bottom to the top, that if there's a complete trend reversal on this pair, which is very possible, it could go way, 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 way up past this level, and that could give me a lot of trouble. Now, because I see the bottom, the bottom of the channel here, I don't want to leave myself open for a potential disaster if this climbs really heavily against me. So I chose against that trade. I want to see more of a movement up. I want to see it hitting some of these levels, maybe even breaking that level as well, or here or here. So I want to see it move up higher in order for me to take any positions on the way back down. So I stayed out of that, even though that would have been a profit. I would have had my profit set to 30 pips, and that moved 38 pips. So here's what the US dollar CAD looks like. Still have about 20 18 minutes left of the hour to see what this candle does. Okay, so we'll come back to that. I don't see any other positions yet on any other pairs of the 16 pairs that I'm trading. Um, and it doesn't look like anything's really in the pipeline yet. I'm looking for on the UJ for this level to be broken. You guys know that I traded the UJ on Friday and came out with profit. Actually, I should probably talk about that really quickly before I get into anything else. Indigo's CHF JPY trade a pair that I don't trade. I can look for you real fast though, since you're asking in regards to my system. On the 4 hour, are you talking about the 4 hour? Thoughts on? Oh, you're okay. So you're just asking about in general. I don't know. I haven't looked at this pair, and I think one of the reasons why is a lot of times the spread's a little too high. I mean, 3 pips isn't bad, but I don't like trading the CHF very much. Again, it's to me it's a temperamental pair, and don't like it very much. Okay, so the positions I took, I was in on the US dollar CAD again over the on Friday, and as you guys know, I took. Let me see if I can remember exactly where I entered the trades. Okay. I entered 2 positions. I had a trade here, so I'm going to mark that. And then I entered again at a support resistance level, and I actually was able to hit some profit. If I remember correctly, it was in this area, right where my cursor is. So basically, where my second order of my current trade is. I entered my position down here and got a 40 pip retracement on that, closing out both of my positions. So position 1 was up here, and position 1 was down here, and the price reversed from my second position, and I closed out with in some profit, about 10 pips, I think. So that was on Friday, and then the UJ, I entered on this Harami candle there after the push down. It wasn't as clean as the Euro US dollar, if a lot of you guys remember, but it did pull down a little bit, and then we got directly after that candle we got another Harami. When I saw that happen, 2 Haramis back to back, I knew that the chances of this going up were even better. And so from my order entry, it went 36 pips total, and I had to take profit of 20. Okay, so we'll leave that the UCAD up a while. I talk about a couple of other things. Okay, so a lot of you know that I'm taking over Good Boy's account, or MAM, the high risk account. There's been a lot of talk and questions on his thread regarding that, and how to approach it. Good Boy's also been in contact on that thread, trying to convince other people that were involved for they should give him a third chance. Nick turned him down, and it sounds like the users, a lot of the users did as well. Nick has asked me to officially take over that account on Wednesday, and I'll be doing 7 times my risk level. So I'm going to pull up a couple of things, just so you guys can get an idea of where I'm going with this. Okay, so if you guys look at my trades, So a lot of you are a little bit worried about the 7 times risk. Now there's a reason on this account that I'm not doing 7 times the risk level that I am. It's because I never know when you know what people have been talking about, the bad weather is going to hit. And now obviously bad weather hit on July 11th and 12th. Um, and that's why I use this risk levels, because I know that I don't have losses often, and I'm able to make a loss like that back in 3 to 6 weeks. Now, a lot of people are also very confused. My compounded monthly growth, it shows here, is 2.5% or 2.05%. That's not, that's not huge. It's because of the loss that I had during that time frame. Now, what I've been saying is my average is 3 to 5% per month. Why do I say that? Is because I don't have a lot of losses very often. And I say 3 to 5% because that's based on if I do not have a losing basket of minus 7%. So I usually will do 3 to 5% on average if I don't have a losing trade. Now, if you look at my win percent, it says 73.4%. That percent is based on my first level trades, because I don't have to enter multiple levels. I just have one trade in, and if it hits profit, then that's it. So most of my trades hit on the first level. So the first position hits my target of 20 to 40 pips, and then the rest of them are basket trades. And because they're basket trades, that means that most of the time it's going to be a 50% win rate, and so it will not change my win percentage. For example, I have 2 orders here. Right? When they both close out here on the take profit level, one will be in a loss of 12 pips, and the other one will be in a profit of 17. So I'll come out with about 5 pips profit on this trade, which is not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. I potentially, depending on what happens in the future, I may raise that a little bit, depending on how the candles are looking. But right now I have it set it here, set at this level. Now, so if since I have one losing trade and one winning trade, that means I have a 50% win rate on these 2 trades, right? Because I have one loss and one win. Whoops. It's not necessarily going to change my win rate with the way it is right now, 73.4. So 73% win rate on my first level, and I have 203 trades since I started. Now 203 trades, that means that I haven't, during this basket, that loss, I'm going to bring it up. I've marked it. I've marked the basket that I lost on in July 12th to show you guys what happened. Again, it's for a lot of you that are curious or don't remember. So these red lines that I've marked are my sell positions during this move up. So first entry was right here. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay. So those are where my entries were, and I was writing this up. This was during some heavy yen news that kept writing the yen down at the time, and it wasn't following price action that much. Now, what I saw originally was this. I saw a Harami candle. I woke up, so I missed that position. I woke up and saw that happened, and so I actually entered here late, thinking that there would be some retracement after this. Now I can openly admit that was a mistake. I shouldn't have entered on that position late after it already had moved against this Harami. This Harami candle was ignored in price action. So first mistake here. All right, but I don't feel like I made any mistakes in the re-entries. So the basket of this whole entire move. So as I said, order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First entry is here. Second was here. Now, second and third were very tight together in this area. The reason why they were tight is because I was looking at the price action. I saw some more Harami candles. I saw there was some support resistance up there, and so I entered my grid a little bit tighter up there. Now I got really close to getting the retracement. I was within 5 pips from breaking even on when I had 3 trades in. Okay. Now at this point, I didn't come out with a loss. I saw a couple things. I saw the strength of these 2 candles. I saw they were closing with the body all the way down, so there wasn't any kind of pullback in these candles. So I thought that, okay, if I only need 5 pips more, there's a very good possibility that I could get it in the candle open directly after. That didn't happen. It shot up and broke that resistance level. Now 5 pips away. That's not a lot. And you guys have been wondering about my. Some of you are a little bit unsure about how my new money management or risk management works. Now, typically on order 1, I've done 0.1. Order 2, 0.1. Order 3, 0.1. And that's typically how I do that. So it's a straight like basket risk management. It's not martingale or semi-martingale. So what I've changed is 0.05, and then this second order 0.1. Oops, 0.1. And then again 0.1. So I've changed the risk level on the first entry. Now, as you can see, that if my risk level on this first trade 1 was 0.05, that means that 1, I'd be in less drawdown on that entire basket. And 2, by the time that the market hit this level, I would have been in profit. Why? Because I had less risk on the first order. So because this is, I knew at this point, I had my profit set to break even on this trade. I was not taking any pips profit. I was coming out at break even, and so that's why I was only 5 pips away from my take profit level at that time. So I was trying to break even, but if I had 0.05, I would have known that I could get out of this trade even faster. I knew what the price action was going on here. I knew it didn't look great, and so I wanted out as early as possible. So if I had my 0.05, it's very likely, but I can't guarantee because it is hindsight. But it's very likely that I would have closed out even before this level, this lowest point was even hit. I would have closed out for break even on this trade, and it would have been about 10 pips above the lowest point or so, maybe even more. Because I would have had 2 0.1 lot trades here at the top. So what I've done is I've changed this risk level, not because of this losing basket that I had back in July 12th. I've done this for all of my baskets, and because I feel that it will give me more room, especially on baskets that are like this, that are 3 trades, or even 2. It will allow me to have a little bit more flexibility on if I want to take a loss in pips, but a gain in profit, because of my risk levels are different on the first. My risk level is different on the first level. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And in hindsight, with the change, it's a very good possibility that I would have never lost on this basket. With the new money management, that is. Okay, so let's see how the US dollar CAD is doing. Okay, so there's only 5 minutes left. Now I marked, remember the 2 levels I marked, guys? Okay, so this candle is showing that it wants to pull up above those levels like I marked. That's a great sign for me for this continuing to move up to my take profit level. So I have 3 minutes left to see what happens here. So far it's looking good. Let's hope it continues. All right, coming back to the forums. or the chat room to see what people are saying. Okay. I don't have a lot of plans to scalp. You guys know, unfortunately for those of you that have been watching my stream, you know that I've scalped in the past and have had really good success with it. The problem with that is that it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of babysitting. The euro US dollar has not been really great for scalping right now. The volatility has been all over the place. There's either a lot of volatility or nothing. And so it's not great conditions for that. And so I think I've put scalping aside for now because of one, it's too time consuming, and then the euro US dollar is not great for that right now. I could probably scalp on the GU, but honestly, it's not looking great either. So I'd rather do my trading at a higher risk level with that mentality in mind. The whole idea that I have 203 trades total. Now, I just showed you that I had a losing basket of seven trades. That's 7 losses. So I've had one losing basket out of 203 trades. And 70 of those, 73% on those on average, have been the first level trades. So you can see that out of that many trades, I haven't had very many losing. So you could maybe in technical terms or figuratively you could say that I have a what is this 222 a 0.5%. So I have like a 99.5% win rate so far. And that's not in technical terms, but I think you guys get my drift. Okay. Andrew, I will message you after after my stream is done. So hopefully you stay around so I can try to work out some things with you. Okay, so guys, what happened took place, and it was a lot even better than I thought. So this level of support held, and this low as well. Yes, it was broken with the wick, but that's not a big deal to me. But yes, this is holding, but more importantly, this level is. So to me, this is starting to look like a better trade at this point. I only need about 20 pips from that point. I could get that today. Okay, so a lot of people are wondering how things are going to hold up on that high risk account. You're probably also wondering why am I trading 7 times the risk if I'm not doing that on my standard account. Well, as you guys may know, that when I have a losing trade on my standard account, I lose 7%. Now, at 7 times that risk level, it's going to be more like 50%. The thing is that I just informed Nick, and I will be using 6 times the risk. The reason why is because you guys signed a form saying that there is a 40% cutoff on the account. Now, because of that 40% cutoff, I am forced to do, and since it's in written contract, I am forced to use 6 times to stay within that 40% boundary. So that percentage will not be increased. It will stay 40% as cutoff, so not 50%. And when I do have a 40% loss, or if that happens, it will happen. The thing is that so far in my history, it hasn't happened that often. In the last, how many months are we looking at now? Since April 7th. So April, So we're talking about over 4 months now. Over 4 months, I've had one losing trade. Figuratively speaking, not technically. Technically, I've had more than one losing trade. But I've had one losing basket in 4 months. Okay, so and then before that, the last losing basket was 6 months before that, back in February. So far I haven't had a lot of losing baskets. Now that's the risk that we're taking, is how long can I go without having a losing basket? Basically, that's what the risk is. And if I have one, then yes, we lose 40%. But I could go weeks, I could go months. It may even be days. Unfortunately, that would be a really sad case if it happened after a couple days. But I could go months without that happening. And that is where the risk is involved. Is people understand, as long as people understand what's happening. They never knew what was happening on Good Boy's account. They thought he was a god trader because he never lost, pretty much. But he had no way of he had no what's the word I'm looking for? He had no fallout for just in case something went bad. If he has a losing basket, he has no plan, and that's fine. That's what high risk trading is, and people understand that. But the thing is that and the bottom line is he had the right idea. It's all or nothing type of trading, but he also had 2 losses in the last month, in the last 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks. He lost 40% on the account or more over the last 4 weeks. When in that same period, since July 19th, so July 19th, remember I had my loss on July 12th. Now I had starting on July 19th when that MAM account was created, I didn't have I haven't had losses since that time. I have made 6%, which if you do the math, that's about 35% on the account. So right now, if I would have started that MAM account at 7 times the risk on July 19th, that the account would be sitting at 35% profit instead of a 36% loss. So that's where the difference lies. Good Boy and I are completely different traders. A lot of people like to compare us. There's only one thing that's the same, is that we are both counter trend traders. We both counter the trend. That's true. But our risk management, where we enter trades, our basket trading, everything, mentality, mindset, everything's completely different. So I honestly don't like being compared to Good Boy, because for me personally, I don't like his trading style. And I guess I can say that now, because since he's out. All right, so I'm reading some of the questions here. Thank you, SniperFX, for your comment there. Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to change. It wasn't about, I can see huge possibilities with this opportunity to help out the members on this Good Boys account. It was about one, informing the users or his clients about the risk involved with this type of trading and the potential outcome and profit, with also the potential loss. When somebody's taking a risk, they need to know exactly what they're risking. Otherwise, it's not a good investment. If they just put money down and they don't understand fully what's happening, then I don't think that's a good investment. So yes, I do concentrate a lot on risk because I feel like it's so important for people to have knowledge in that, to be fully aware of what's happening. Good Boy did not fill people in, and Nick was forced to try to do that for him. And so Nick took the necessary steps to control the losses on this account and to let people know as much as he knew about his trading. Now I decided to take a sidestep, and I wanted to try to inform people that myself, because I think it's completely necessary. So let's see how long we can go. You know, unfortunately, this is the realistic view behind this type of trading. Is that when somebody's making, let's just take a number, uh, when somebody's making even 20% per month, 20% per month, that to me is still considered as high risk trading. 15% per month is really pushing it, but 20% or more is definitely high risk trading. Now we'll be shooting for 30%. I could do less, I could do more, but I'm not going to push it. I'm going to let the market bring to me the trades that I take. I'm not going to take trades out of order. I'm not going to change things because I know this is a high risk account. It's I'm going to trade the way that I've been doing for the last 4 months now. Like I said, that you guys, I don't want to lose money on my $9,642 account. I want to protect that. So my passion lies in protecting my account, but it also goes in protecting yours at the same time. If I care enough about my money, then I also care about yours as well. All the pros look at risk first. They don't look at how much they can make. I like your style, Ryan. Thanks, Sniper FX. That's to me, that's very true. We have to protect our accounts. It's more about the protection of the account than the profit involved. And I honestly, now that you bring it up, Sniper FX, that I don't think I think that was one of the things that clicked in my head back, uh, almost 2 years ago, and that's when things started turning over for me. At the same time, where I started realizing how to minimize my risk, so I could profit longer term. People always get stuck in their head that, oh, well, your risk reward rate is awful, like whatever his name was, DCPDP, whatever, was saying earlier. A lot of people get stuck on the fact that each trade I'm making a 0.10 to 0.20% profit with a 7% drawdown or a 7% potential loss. They're thinking, well, that is the worst money management I've ever heard. But I showed you on my personal account that those stats are total garbage because I've had 203 trades with a 73% profit, and so I've had one losing basket in 4 months out of 203 trades. So it's about your win percentage, guys. The thing is that, yeah, I'm winning 73% of the time, but honestly, I'm winning more than 95% of the time since I have one basket. It's actually at this point 99.5 or whatever it is, because I've only had one losing trade during that whole entire history. Just reading your comment, Sage. Thanks, Sage FX. Yeah, that's my mentality. High risk trading can be done, but the clients, the people, everybody involved have to be full aware of what's happening, what to expect, what risks are involved, um, so they can make correct decisions on how they want to approach, how they want to withdraw. Uh, but unfortunately, it's going to be a gamble for a lot of you guys. You could make a decent profit from me trading your account, and you also could lose 40%. I can't be telling you that I can't guarantee you profits. That wouldn't be wise to do. I mean, it's impossible to do that in trading. But if you look at my history, that's the thing that you should be looking at. You should be looking at that I don't lose very often. Doesn't mean that it will stay that way, but it means that you have a decent chance of surviving this for the next while. So we'll take it day by day. We start on Wednesday and see how things go. All right, I'm going to check out YouTube, see if there's any questions. All right, YouTube. Diego, it's good to see you back on YouTube, buddy. This is the 1 hour time frame on the UCAD. But I took the original position off of the 4 hour. Or my trigger was done because of the 4 hour chart. Good morning to you as well, Patrick. It's good to see some of you guys back on here. I recognize some of your names. %20 per month, only taking 0.30% per trade. Is that high risk? It depends on what your drawdown is. What's your drawdown? If your drawdown is, 60% or 40, any drawdown to me over 30% is just unreasonable. And I don't care if your profits are sky high. Especially, okay, so let's say that you're making, somebody or our trader's making 100% per month, but he's risking 70% of his account. That's not worth it to me. The profits aren't worth that much risk. Now, if somebody's making 20% per month, which is, like I said, high risk, and they're risking 30% of the account, that's a little bit better. Although still on the high side, I would much rather them risk 15% of the account and make 10% per month. That's much better numbers to me. High returns don't mean high risk. That's true, but in most cases, it is the case though. Because what happens? You have to take high volume on your trades in order to come out with larger profit. Now, some people are able to pull out some trading techniques that they can risk low and gain really high. I mean, for example, this happened to Just Good Boy. He was able to make, before he lost, like 30% on the account with only like 7% drawdown or 4% drawdown. Now, he was high risk trading, but he was only doing it for 2 weeks. And then later on, when he lost 40% of that account. So it really depends. How long are you pushing your luck with that high volume? Like I said, it's likely that if you're high risk trading, it means it comes along with high volume or high trade volume, either in numbers or in actual size. So just because you don't have a large drawdown now doesn't mean that can change. What about the pound US dollar? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. So we're still looking at the last candle didn't close inside when somebody brought up about it. We were looking at this candle as possibly closing as a harami, and that didn't happen. So this candle now has a possibility. There's 45 minutes left of this candle. Looking at this low and seeing if it will break or not. But if it closes positive in the green as a bullish candle, it doesn't go lower, then that would be a decent harami or entry candle for the pound US dollar. So this is really interesting, guys. That's what's happening here. Look at all these wicks going on. I mean, every one of these candles, even the current one, is going down and then pulling up. I mean, it's not necessarily frustrating, but it's just slow going in here. Which is one good thing is that this is showing some good support for me. But it's kind of bouncing up and down in here. So I don't think I'm going to be able to profit today, considering what's happening right now. But things can change. So yeah, the same thing's happening again. Push down, down lower, and then a potential another wick could be in place. So I'm still keeping an eye on that support level with the body of the candles. I generate around 150 to 200 mechanical trades per month. Yeah, I had a couple strategies that did that with EAs, Bernard, as well. Uh, Alec, is it Alice or is it Alec? I'm not sure who you're talking to regarding the 10%. Okay. I trade in the direction of the trend and use your strategy to either exit the trade or hedge. Why don't you trade both ways? Okay, so that is actually a pretty good suggestion, and that's something that I've looked at for a while. So what he's talking about is, here's an example. Oh, this might be difficult on this pair. Let's see if I can find a better one. Okay, this is what he's talking about. All right, so if you look on this pair, so this is the pound US dollar, and you see that this is a trade right here. Okay, push up, new high, Harami candle, push down. Now what he's talking about is once you have an entry in a trade, I don't know if his entries are different than mine, but why not exit after you get another Harami on the opposite end? So as you can see here, first Harami candle, bearish, big push down after I think it looks like maybe some news, and then a bullish Harami. So that would have been from entry to exit would have been 80 pips profit. Okay, not a bad suggestion, but the thing is that you can't depend on that every single move after a trigger happens, so a Harami, that this is going to push down and we'll get some kind of candle reversal, an indication like this that this move is done. Now that could happen anywhere. Let's see if I can find another example. Okay, here's one. So Harami candle, big push. Oh, the scroll wheel is still on. So Harami candle here, it did go up a bit, but it pulled back down. Then there was a push down. Now, if you're waiting for some kind of Harami or engulfing or some kind of candle information or hint to let you know that this move down is done, this wasn't. I mean, yeah, this could be considered as a hammer candle, but with my reversal candles, this was not a reversal. And this could have continued to go up. It didn't. It failed and it went down more. So technically, we could have exited here after this Harami candle. So enter here to here. So you're going to see some decent trades by using that type of idea. We're riding it out until you get some kind of indication that the trend is reversing. But what you'll see a lot is once this candle happens, the actual retracement is very limited. That's why I shoot for only 20 to 30 pips, because when it goes down, it can shoot right back up. And this whole idea of riding it out until you have some kind of indication to close your position is way more risky to me. Although I have considered it. And if I did hedge it, which means that I put 2 orders in after this candle, one order is taking 20 to 30 pips, and the other one is going to ride it out. I could do that, but I don't know how long this is going to ride out for. And just because a candle reversal I'm not seeing any candle reversals in this whole area, doesn't mean it can shoot up at any time. I'm taking the sure end of the side. I'm not taking something that can constantly change, that I don't know. I know that after these candle haramis or engulfing candles, that there will be some kind of, or most of the time there'll be some kind of retracement. And I want the sure thing. I want the sure piece that it's going to that I'm going to hit some kind of profit. It's better for me to hit 20 to 30 pips profit than waiting it out for something unknown. Why exit short unless you're prepared to go long? I don't agree with that mentality. Because you're exiting short because you don't know of the future outcome. It's not that you're thinking that it's going to go long. It's because you don't know what's going to happen. I exit at 20 to 30 pips because I don't know of the future. I want to lock in. I want to be sure about my 20 to 30 pips profit. I don't want to wait for the unknown. Yeah, exactly. Well, so why exit? Because of fear. Yeah, because I want the sure deal. I don't know if it's going to go up. I don't know if it's going to continue to go down. If it continues to go down, I'm not going to cry about it. And if it goes up, then I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say I'm glad I was out. 60-minute man. Are you new here? Because do you know my strategy? I've explained it before in my past streams. I'm not sure if I'm going to even bother answering because I'm just going to have to explain my whole system to you, which I don't really want to do right now. Okay, so coming to YouTube. I don't stop. I don't add to winners. Chilled. My risk is 7% drawdown cutoff on my trades, so that's when I have a losing trade, and then I profit anywhere from 3 to 5% per month. That's that's typical. So we're having this happen again. Again, that's pushing down. Let's see if it pulls up above this level again. I still have about 35 minutes left of the hour. Seems like people are liking to play this this level a lot. Liking to bounce down and range it up, back and down. I wonder if some people are taking advantage of that small movement that's happening. Thanks for posting, Armin, my YouTube page. Yes, thank you, Armin. Are you talking about the picture? I don't know why they placed the picture on there. But yeah, that is actually from a performance that I'm actually playing the piano on that in that picture. I look like I'm like almost praying or something. Okay, 60 minute man. The thing is that price doesn't always tell us when it's reversing. You can read candles. We have tons of different candle reversal patterns, but it doesn't always reverse because of the price action. You know that. You must know that it doesn't always reverse because the candles are showing us some kind of thing. If that was the case, you'd be a millionaire. And that we all would actually. So you're saying basically you need to sell the market when price action is telling you, and you need to buy it. That mentality is very, in my opinion, is very flawed. Because it's like you're saying that there's like you can read price like a book. That's not the case. We can't. None of us can do that. None of us are able to read exactly how the markets are going to take effect. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Aldred. What can I just showed that if you use price action as an entry and you potentially use price action as an exit, you can have some really good trades. I just showed you that you can have some winning trades. But price action doesn't always show you reversal points. And if it does, even if it does, they don't always fall into and they don't always work out. I'm happy with the amount of pips that I take. I'm not greedy. I don't want to wait for the market to pan out 84 pips. The more pips I take, the more risky the trade is. Okay, that's interesting twist. You're saying that price action is flawed. Okay, price action is not the golden indicator. You must know that. There's no golden indicator in forex. But price action helps us understand of what potentially may happen. It gives us hints. It gives us potentially an edge, if you will. I look at it for entries because I'm countering the trend, looking for a pullback or some kind of small retracement. And you know, in the trend, you can get those pullbacks. Now, you also understand that that price action that happens, those candlesticks that I've been talking about, will happen in a strong trend. You know that most people in a strong trend are looking for that moment where it's going to reverse. And so we get tons of those moments where people are taking their profits, and we'll get these candles that happen that either show a potential full reversal of the trend or just a small pullback. And that's what I shoot for. $60-minute man, I'm not really sure where you're trying to go with this. You can disagree with my trading style. That's fine. I'm not saying I have the golden method here. There are many ways to trade. There are many good traders as well. But I'm not really sure what you're trying to achieve with your comments. Hey, FX Protector. For those of you in YouTube, sorry I haven't followed up with what's going on with you, since there's a discussion going on forexsignals.com. Now, this is where the stream is being placed. That is the chat room that I focus on mostly. So those of you that want to go over there, forexsignals.com. You can sign up for free and join the chat room there and see what's going on. No, that's true. 60-minute man. That is actually good advice. Just putting ideas out there, Ryan. Nobody learns from everyone agreeing, not having a go. No, that's true. But like I said, that um, I feel like I can't critique somebody's trading style or strategy if it's working for them. Yeah, I could disagree with the money management or where their trade entries were, but it's working for them, and it's been working for me. If I see somebody's has positive history for 3 to 6 months, I'm not going to bug them about their strategy, even especially if they don't ask me. But yeah, I'm not going to nitpick at them. You've seen that I have positive results over 4 months. Is it necessary to pick out a strategy like if it's been positive for quite a while? It doesn't mean that I can't improve. I can't improve it. I can't make my entries better. I can't improve my money management. But you see that I've been doing that already. I've made some small changes, and I've mentioned them here on the stream to give me less drawdown and potentially more profit in the long term. But it's no, I don't agree with trying to tell people that it should be this way or it should be that way, and saying something is flawed if it seems to be working. So for like somebody like Aldred or 60-minute man, if you guys are saying that for you it's been working that you enter the market in price action and you exit based on price action. If that seems to be working for you, then by all means continue to do it. But like I said, in trading, we need multiple months, maybe even years, to see if that idea is actually working long term. All right, YouTube, I'm coming to you for a little bit. Greetings from Norway. Very cool. Right, I'm long on the Euro CAD, and it's doing the same thing on the US CAD. It is bouncing above and below round number right now. Oil prices going up are helping the CAD. Yeah, it is at this whole number right now. It's really close to it, at least. We're still, it's basically at it. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 pips away. So we're probably gonna get some good bounces there. If I get another candle showing me its potential reversal, it's a little close. I may not enter there. But the Euro CAD, yeah, what you're talking about is in here. Lots of ranging going on. Pretty flat market. There is an engulfing candle here that happened. It made a new low, made a new high of the previous candle with the potential to shoot up. Now it's also getting that same action that you're talking about. Down, up, down, but not really moving very much. That is a position for me though, but I won't be taking a trade on the Euro CAD since I'm on the US dollar CAD. But yeah, since there is a trade on that, I still find that both of these are correlated. They're both correlated. So if that goes up, then uh, the U.S. dollar CAD is likely to as well. I don't use any indicators. I'm a naked trader. 60-minute man. Yes, I agree with you. 95% of people do not think outside the box, and I mean that's why I found it interesting that when you were with your comments, because what I'm doing here is thinking outside the box. Everything that most of the what I'm doing here is different than your standard trader. Counter trend for one, basket trading in a particular way based on support resistance. Not everybody does that. It doesn't. Most people don't use my type of risk management. So there's a lot of things that I do differently. I don't and I guess the biggest one you could say is counter trend trading. I traded for Maverick FX for a while, and out of their 500 traders that they had employed, uh, none of them do counter trend trading full time. It doesn't mean that since none of them are doing counter trend trading that it's not something that doesn't work. It just means that it's thinking outside the box, like you said. What do you think of the odd CAD? Uh, hmm, well, I don't see any potential reversal points in here. Nothing really good, but I mean it is correlated to the other CAD pairs, and usually when it's shooting up, the other ones kind of follow. Now the correlation between these, the US, the UK, the UC, the AC, and the EC, is when one is moving, the other one is likely as well. But I mean, they're all moving at different spaces, paces, because they're correlated. Doesn't mean that they're obviously the same pair. So when one's moving, the other one is as well. But some will move more than others. I think that goes without saying. All right, this is a really slow trading day though. Not a lot of action going on. Uh, Still have 20 minutes left, and our pound entry, the one that looked like it could give us something, it's not looking great at this point. We wanted it to close as a bullish candle. Nothing on the UJ for me, at least not yet. Been getting some decent movement on the EuroCAD. Good 50 or so pips. The pound Australian dollar is still going down. I believe it made a new low. That low is, I think, yeah, it's just been broken. Now, for those trend traders of you, if it closes below that low, that previous low right in here, if the candle does, then it could show some more on the lower side. Now on the Japanese yen, nothing there, not yet. Nothing on the Kiwi. Okay. So the odd cat has broken again. Still watching this level. I have 20 minutes left of the hour. Okay, so I'm just finishing checking the pairs to see if there's anything else to talk about here. But I think I'm going to end soon. because I'm not seeing anything, and I'm going to pick up with everybody tomorrow. Let me check YouTube one more time. Yeah, if I was trading with the trend, Patrick. So if I was using this technique to trade with the trend, I would consider taking more than just 20 to 30 pips. I would, if I were to trade this type of price action with the trend. Let me see if I can give you an example. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is a pretty good example. So zoom out just a bit. So you guys looking at this trend, you see new low here, and then this kind of action going on. Support level. I'm just marking a few quick ones. So you can see that this has been in a downtrend, right? Now I would be looking for in areas like in here, and then after retracement. So down, retracement back up, down, retracement back up. So I'd be looking for trade opportunities in these areas if I was looking to trade it with the trend. Okay, so what I see is I'm looking at this move. Now I see that I broke the past small swing levels, which means that it could go up a lot higher in a bigger way. But if you're wanting to trade this in a trend, there's a couple things that I would consider. And I even might do this. I might change this type of, not change, but add this at some point. I'm going to make sure and demo trade it tons in the past. Also back testing. But there you see this this candle here. That is a engulfing bearish candle. So I'm looking at the close. It closed below the open. It made a new high. A new high, broke the high of the previous candle. So how would I trade this? There's a couple of different ways. I would enter the next candle and write this down. Now I would write it down to at least this support level. And if I was really gutsy, I would wait for some kind of price action to give me a hint. But like I was saying before, the hints from price action you don't always get on reversals, at least the candles that we look at. So it's likely that I would have hit my took my profit or set my profit there. So that would have been a 112, 13 pip profit. Now, what about stop loss? Would I stop loss this? That's the question. Well, I would if I entered there, I'd be looking for the next support resistance levels if I were going to basket trade this. I'm going to move to the 4-hour chart to see if I can see any better support resistance lines. So to me, the next support resistance is looking pretty obvious. I'm going to mark it. It's pretty wide. It's a pretty wide second order for basket, but we know that the pound has been very very volatile. I think that's about 140 something pips from our entry. That's 140 pips from our second entry. So that if I were to basket trade, that's where my second entry would be, up here. And if I were to do a stop loss, now this is where you guys might find it pretty interesting. Stop loss could be like 5 pips above that high, 3 to 5 pips above that level. So let's just mark what we think 3 to 5 pips is probably anywhere right there. And so on that particular trade, now this is just a really good example of how this could work out. That's a 21 pip stop loss and a 116 pip profit. So you can see that the risk-reward ratio for your risk-reward nuts, that would be a pretty good level. Now this type of trade doesn't always happen. And just because this one worked out doesn't mean that others will as well. That's one reason why I trade the way I do, taking the sure deal of 20 to 30 pips. But yeah, if it's trending and you're a trend trader, then that's something that you could do, because you know that this is a support resistance level here, and so price could show you some wavering there or slowdown. And so to me, that's a decent place to be looking for a profit. If I could find a better example of one not going very well. I mean, if I just even showed you what happened on the Euro Japanese yen back when I had my loss, it's the same thing. I mean, entry, let's say like we enter here after this Harami candle. That trade broke the top. I mean, it was in a big downtrend at the time too. See this, it was ever since the Brexit, it had been in a good downtrend. And then all of that broke loose in here. All these levels that were supposedly strong were all just dismantled in that push. Now that's an indication or a good example of how you can get creamed in something like that in trend trading. You're like, oh, this is a great reversal point. It's right here. This level was hit. It shows a bit of a wick. There's a Harami candle. This would be a good indication to ride that trend down with a take profit down here. That would be a 140 pip profit and a stop loss of 26 pips. Then you could have entered again up with when another Harami was present. And riding it back down, you could say, well, maybe it was just a delayed, the retracement was delayed and it's going to push back down again. So I'm going to keep my profit level down here and try to ride this all the way down. Well, that didn't happen. Again, bounced back up. And then you lose again. You keep losing small pip amounts over and over again. And then it happens, eventually you do get one, I think. That works. Won't actually know the same thing. There. And in here. And so you just keep having small, when the market moves like this, you're going to have just a ton of small little losses. And it's just not, I don't like trading like that. I mean, there's still possibility in the long term that I could make something like that work with trend trading, since I know there's a lot of trend traders here that want to take a lot more pips than just 20 to 30. But it's going to take a lot more research from me, and I'm not sure if I have the time yet to do that. My concentration, my focus is on my counter trend trading, and I think you understand why. All right, so yes, Patrick, you're exactly right. That's what I've been saying as well. If the pound USD goes below 125, it's uncharted territory, and we don't know what's going to happen at that point. The magic marker on the screen, it's Epic Pen. There's multiple different software things that you can use for that, for drawing on the screen. Euro's going to the moon. I haven't checked it for a while. Yeah, the euro jumping on also the euro US dollar and on the UJ is not helping my UCAD position at this point. The USD is losing some value right now, and I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit longer, wait it out more. So we still have about 7 minutes left before this trade comes in. Now I'm watching it. I'm going to check a couple things before, so I have 8 minutes. I'm going to check forexfactory.com just real briefly to see if there's any news coming out on the pound. So I see some manufacturing sales. Here, I'm going to pull this over. So I see the CPI coming out. I'm not too concerned about that, even though it says it's high impact. But I'm not expecting any big changes happening with that news. Now, if something does and it's drastically different, then yeah, we could see some movement. Building permits, CPI, core CPI, also the same thing, unless the numbers are drastically different. Also, manufacturing sales drastically different than that's the CAD. Then I don't expect a huge bounces. Unemployment rate, I do expect to see some volatility on the NZD though. So that's tomorrow. Pound average earnings index, claim count, claimant count change. I know the count change. Yeah, that could affect my positions, and that's on Wednesday. So I think I'm fine since I'll have more than 48 hours for that trade. But that's something to consider because the pound has been taking such a huge hit in the past couple of weeks that I want to take the highest probability trades. So that's something that I have got a couple minutes to think about. I'm gonna look at my options here. I would kind of want this candle to be a bit stronger. I'm still not convinced it's going to end. Nope, it's not going to end positive in the next 5 minutes. I'd be surprised if it does. It's likely I'm going to stay out of this one, guys, unless this somehow ends pretty strong. I'd want it to end near the top of where it's hit already and close up there. I don't think it's going to though. Now this is going to close below. This is going to be closed below the support level that I've been marking. So now what I'm looking for, I think there's too much, there's not enough time left for this to actually pull back. So I'm looking at my third entry down here. But as I said before, I'll be looking at the price action, just on its way down, or potentially its way back up to see if there's any areas where I can jump back in. Now my second entry did show some decent support. It just didn't get the bounce that I needed, and it hasn't happened yet. So I'll wait for the next opportunity. And it doesn't mean that I'll wait till my third order. It means that I could jump in earlier than that. Okay, so looking at thanks for the comments, Wings FX and Armin. Selling EU, I see. You're probably looking at this level up here as a potential sell point for some people. They could see some resistance up there. For me, I'd be looking for this level to be at least hit and potentially up there, broken before I'd write that back down. I'm trying to decide if I want to wait to see what happens with this pound. Remember I said I wanted it to close more positive than it's showing right now. Might as well wait with you guys for the next 3 minutes to see what happens. Friday's a big news day for the CAD. What your setup for streaming softwares? I use OBS. So search OBS. It's free software that you can use to stream. It's not the best in the world. There's an 7 to 8 second delay from what you say onto the video. A bit of a drawback there. One user says the UCAD could go down to 128. That is, I think that's where my around close to where my third level is. I have my third level placed at 128667. The reason why, if you scroll back, I'm looking at this support level here. Also, this one is strong, but I'd rather pick this one. The reason why is because there would be a lot of space in between my trade if I did that. 94 pips compared to 60. So if this trade or that position, the third position goes against me, I'll probably enter a fourth. About 90 pips away, I think, is the next level I'm seeing. The most recent. So the longer that the trade goes on for, or goes against me, typically the wider I'll expand my grid or my trade distance. Unfortunately, I think that means I will need more pips to come out of the trade, but it will allow me to last a bit longer. Pound is on the rise. Ooh, that's very tricky. It's so tricky to know what to do here. I think I'm going to take this position. Yep. Okay. So I bit the bullet on the pound. And my entry was 128,750. Now this is the pound has just been taking a beating, guys. It's been a rough go. There's just one reason why I took it. I know that the news is coming out on Wednesday. That could really hurt me a little bit. I'm only going to be taking 20 pips on this because of that. Typically I take 30 pips on the pound, but I'm going to play it safe. I'm taking 20 this time, considering the news coming out and considering how much pressure has been on it. It's been since I marked at the top. It's 500 pip hit against the pound, and right now it's currently in profit. All right, so I don't expect this is going to be a short trade, considering how much volatility is going on today, which is not a lot. But we'll just have to wait and see. So the pound going up, we could get another inside candle on the UCAD on the next hour. I'll be looking at this trade. Now, if this pulls up a lot, pulls up to near my position, I will not consider entering another a third position. No. Even if this is inside candle, I won't be entering a third trade. It's too close to my second entry. But if I do get an inside candle, another good showing that this could be on its way up. So guys, before I go, let me tell you that if we get an inside candle here on this candle, the current one, we got one here, and there was one, and in my original entry, which was up here, was taken off the 4-hour inside candle. There's also one here. There's so many price action hints in this whole area showing that could be a potential bounce back up. I've said it before, the more I get, like here and here, the more I get, the more likely in my book that it's going to have some kind of push in that direction, at least at some point. And because price action is showing me that, it means that it could be at that moment. I never use the word will. You probably noticed that. This will happen, that will happen, because I don't know if that's going to happen. So I can't say that. But I'm looking at this potential trade here. For those of you that are not in on my trade, and this is an inside candle and closes that way, yeah, you could ride this up to my profit level that I have, which would be where it is right now. That'd be 33 pips profit. So the pound is looking okay at the moment. So this closed barely enough in strength for me to take it. If it was a couple pips less, so 2 pips less, and it was like a very small body, I wouldn't have taken this trade. It just wasn't, this candle wouldn't have been strong enough for me to do it. But because it did close with a decent body, I did decide to take it. So far it's working out. All right, YouTube. Serious resistance at 1.2887. We don't know how serious that resistance is yet. The only way we'll know that it's serious resistance here is if it holds, or if there's some kind of bounce here, and that's what's happening. So maybe it is a serious resistance, and if it continues to jump up, particularly up there, that will show that this was a pretty heavy point for people as an entrance for buying or closing out sell positions or shorts. If looking back, let's go to 4-hour, see how many times that level was hit. Okay. This is what trader, what's his name, Malik, is looking at. He's looking at the support in this area. It's pretty strong from what's happened in the past. It looks pretty good. Doesn't mean that this can't just break through it and continue to go down. So we'll have to see if this holds. I would hope for a little bit of bounce, but honestly, I'm gonna tell you, Malik, for bringing this up, that this is even a better indication that there could be some kind of bounce here. I'm gonna still keep my position at 20 pips profit. I'm not gonna change it, just to be conservative. I don't think that low had been hit for a long time before that, but I'm looking. Jeez, I'm not even sure if it's worth looking at because it's happened so long ago. Alright, so like I said, I don't think it's going to be clean. I would be really happy if it is, but I think that it's going to be a slower push back up, if there is one. I would look for a retracement maybe all the way up to there. Is the first level that it could hit and then go back down. That's just looking at price action, but it could reverse anywhere. Right now, this could be all the reversal that we get at this point, and it goes back down. But then I'll basket this position and to look for opportunities for more of a bounce. Okay, so our UCAD is looking okay, and we still have a long time, 50 minutes left of the hour, but hopefully we can get some push there. The Euro US dollar, a Harami could be potentially forming there. No entry. I wouldn't be taking that at all. I want this high to be broken before that happens. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end for today. Since I think things are becoming more redundant at this point. So what I'm going to do for tomorrow, is Tuesday, is I guess continue to talk about my positions that I'm in to let you know if they took profit or closed out, or if we're in more positions. We start the higher risk account on Wednesday, so keep an eye out on that. There's currently $50,000 in the account, and we'll be using 6 times the risk. If you guys want to, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. For those of you guys still watching, I still have my link up for you to copy my signals free for 2 months. But I will be taking that down an hour after the stream is done. So I'm going to put that link. I'm going to give you guys the link. I'm going to put it in YouTube and also in the forexsignals.com. If you want to join me, this is your last chance for 2 free months. The free offer or signals was supposed to be expired on the 14th. I extended it a little bit and wanted to extend it through today's stream. So I'll be closing that at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's about 50 minutes from now. So if you want to join, do so now, because after this link is taken down, or does the private 2 months length is taken down, you will only be able to get a free week of service, and it costs $60 after that. So please take advantage of the free 2 months while it lasts for the next hour. If you guys and if you want to check out my signal, you can do that as well. I'm going to post that in YouTube so you can look at my performance. Please don't press the copy my trades button to take advantage of the promotion. If you want to take advantage of the promotion, you have to click this link here. Click here for the 2-month free trial on Ryan's Signal, because it's a private link. It's only available to people that see the thread, or members as well. All right, guys, that's it for me, and I will follow up with you tomorrow on what's happened with my positions and how we're looking. Right now, we're just in $27 drawdown, which is basically nothing. And I'm not concerned or anything like that. Even if I was in drawdown, I'm not too concerned. I know it's just part of the game. It's what to be expected. I feel like I'm always working on my emotions to have a clear mind. And if something starts changing that, then I do drop things. It's important for me to stay focused with my trading, and if the stream gets in the way, if the high risk MAM gets in the way, I might have to tell Nick, I might have to drop it, even if it's in profit. Let's say that the MAM is in 10% profit and I'm disappointed or getting a lot of harassment from users or something like that. Then there's potential I might drop it, yeah. And it's fine, because if you guys are in profit, you can just take your money and go somewhere else or have another trader. But I want you to be informed that my focus on my account is the biggest importance right now. So a lot of traders have asked. I'm a little bit worried that distractions may cause you to have more losses because you're not focused. Um, right now, that hasn't been the case. I don't feel like I'm making different decisions than I was before. I think that shows because I've been doing this stream now for over, I think it's been 6 weeks now. And my trading hasn't. I've been profitable through that period. Yes, I did have that losing trade on the 12th of July, but that wasn't. That was completely normal to me. I played that well. My first entry, maybe a bit of a mistake because I entered late. But my entries after that were legitimate to who I am as a trader and what I'm trying to achieve. I still lost anyways, and that's fine. Um, but since that time, I'm very close to making my loss back. Uh, I am at 10.51%, and my highest was 12.26. So I only have a couple more percent to make to get back to where I was. Back now 5 weeks ago. Now 2%, you know that I can do that in a week. I could do a 1% in a week. In the last 2 weeks, last week I did 1.16%. In the week before that, I did 0.96. So overall, I've averaged 2%, 1% each week over the last 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that is going to continue this week. I can get another percent or so to push things back up. So that's it for today, guys. I'm going to see you again at 9:30 tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what GMT that is for you. I think it's 1:30 GMT. And I hope that you have some profitable positions, and good luck. See you later. Bye.